We have now come to the most important phase in the history of the Mauryas, the period of the reign of the third ruler of this dynasty, namely the reign of Ashoka. Indeed, the most important and the most famous ruler of this dynasty, whose reign of nearly 40 years is not only the most significant period in Mauryan history, but he is undoubtedly one of the most celebrated political figures in Indian history, who has left behind enormous influence on Indian history. One of the major advantages of studying the reign period of Ashoka is the availability of a large number of his lithic records, the inscriptions which Ashoka himself caused to be engraved on durable, imperishable surfaces of different types of rocks and pillars. Apart from the inscriptions, Ashoka is a celebrated figure in a variety of Buddhist texts, because it is well known that he took to Buddhism at a particular point of his life. Therefore, he figures very prominently in later Buddhist texts like the Divyavadana, like the Ashokavadana, and he is also figuring in the Sri Lankan Buddhist texts, the Mahavamsa and the Dipavamsa. It is true that the Buddhist texts, both in India, in Sri Lanka, are later in date than the actual period of his reign. That's why we have to concentrate primarily on Ashoka's inscription, where the emperor speaks in first person to his subjects, to his officers. We do not know in details about Ashoka's early life. It is understandable that he succeeded his father Bindusara, the second ruler of the Maurya dynasty, around 273 BC, a date which can be calculated as the date of his accession by studying the Sri Lankan Buddhist texts. Yet, it is also clearly known that Ashoka recorded that his coronation, Abhisheka, took place 4 years after he actually ascended the throne, that is in 269 BC. Why was there such a gap of 4 years between his actual accession to the throne and his formal consecration or coronation is not ascertainable. If we believe the Buddhist texts, the story is there was a struggle for power, a rivalry to ascend the throne. Ashoka was involved in this fratricidal struggle. He massacred, according to the Buddhist text, 100 of his brothers and then ascended the throne. Therefore, the period of 4 years of intense struggle and the delay in the consecration.